Good morning. We are in Saltaire in Shipley on the northern outskirts of Bradford. We'll get a bit closer. I'll tell you why we're here. Okay, we're a bit further down into Saltaire, just off Maddox Street, opposite the former police station, which is now Fanny's Ale House and Rainbow Chinese and English Takeaway. But look at this anachronism here. Electric picture shop, television repairs and sales. Look at that. It's got the odd... I love it. I love it. So what we're going to do, we're going to get deeper into Saltaire. And in 1850... Oh, look at that. Oh, shit. It's all going on. We're going to follow that. In 1850, John Salt, multimillionaire industrialist, textile mill owner, said, "My working class yokels are treated badly. I'm going to build a stunning city with nice, comfortable houses for all my workers to live in." And the workers are like, "Fuck yeah, we'll live in that." And then next thing you know, the UNESCO calls it a World Heritage Site, forcing the English government to maintain it in its original glory. And I've been here before, but never as a YouTuber. So let's go! Anyone for a World Heritage Site? Town's called Saltaire, because the fellow's surname was Salt, and the River Aire runs through it. Saltaire. There's your etymology. Now shut up and watch the video. Okay, viewers, it begins. The edge of Saltaire here is Exhibition Road and Titus Street. And you'll find all the architecture here is rather glorious from when they still believed in the future and houses were built to last. These were all built in the 1840s, 1850s. And they're still, here we are, almost 200 years later, still very desirable residences. They just don't build them like they used to. Here on Titus Street, where we've just been filming, I just want to show you the excellent, impeccable symmetry along these tenement blocks. And into the back alley. I know my viewers love a bit of back alley action, especially down Cottagers Cove. You can't beat it. Can't beat a bit of a... Anyway, this here that you're looking at is one of the Titus Salt Library. No, Memorial Exhibition Building. It's not a library. But I guess here is one of the lovely halls for balls. Because working class people also deserve to have a ball, also deserve to put on their ball gowns, their dresses, their tuxes, and to act like civilized people for a change, and not the factory-dwelling basement troglodytes that they get cast as by the middle and upper classes. So, yeah. Again, combo of... in fact, if I'm going to go there, I'm going to go there. They're using chunks of sandstone as brick. That's sandstone there. There's some harder rock. That's maybe not sandstone here. But anyway, you get the picture. Hippies, man. Goddamn hippies. Wakestock. Can you imagine the wokery at Wakestock in 2007? Okay, I think we're getting a bit more central here. Yes. Oh my. It's lovely. Lovely. Anyway, to fight the TikTok generation, to fight the super fast edits on TV for people with low attention spans and very low impulse control, we're going to keep this rolling for a bit and bring you guys a general experience. I'm tempted to go down this alley and then reappear on the other side, and we'll go down the main drag from here. Everything you see, for rows and rows and rows, built by the Salt Company for his workers. We're still on Titus Street, and we come along here. It's the Saltaire Vintage Shop. More houses. And it's good to see that the 15-minute city environmental fuckers here in Bradford, or Shipley, whatever council this is in, have decided, no, we will control roads that have been used for almost 200 years as roads by putting plant pots down and, in my opinion, messing everything up. It's nothing but bitter, spiteful control where there's no need for control. So we'll go up the hill soon. There's some nice things up there, but you can see down there the uniformity as well. More evidence of this sandstone brick that I'm rather fond of. It works very well, it ages very graciously. And you can see again the pollution of the Industrial Revolution from the coal-fired, everything. Everything was coal-fired. Even the internet was coal-fired. Hello, doggy. Even the internet was coal-fired back then. Saltaire vintage shop. So, yeah, there's you could, if you so desired, put a political angle on this, because it was a rich, upper-class multimillionaire building containment houses for his free-range slaves that worked in the factory. And but he was very keen on educating them, giving them good education, good skills, keeping his factory safe, and also providing them with healthcare and culture and the arts and theatre. So maybe there is some truth. No, not going to get political, not going to do it. I'll keep that to myself. So this is the SALT building. This was the first college worldwide to sign up to the United Nations SDG Accord. Well, at least all two of them. They got that right. We look across the road at the SALT building that we've just been looking at. We'll look down the hill. We're going to go down to the big major salts mill. Salts mill here at Victoria Hall is closed today for a private event. Probably a lovely marriage, nice Saturday, or is it? Yes, Saturday in June. That's when you should get married, isn't it? I think this used to be a school, like a regular school, because that street's called Higher School Street, Lower School Street, and I'm a clever boy. I figured it out. Looking back up the hill, Victoria off-license, run now by P&K Rana. Maybe an Indian or a Pakistani family running it now. But I'm just trying to imagine what it would have been like here, say in 1860, in the height of the Victorian era. We're on Caroline Street. And yeah. Can you imagine if Great Britain was still into allowing multimillionaires or billionaires to build really nice towns? Didn't King Charles, when he was prince, build some new town, some eco-town in Cornwall, the Duchy of Cornwall? I think he did. I can't remember the name, but the king, the royal family, were building Saltaire type things not too long ago, maybe 20 years ago. There I was calling him John Salt. I'm thinking of John Galt. It's Sir Titus Salt, forgive me. Titus Salt. Most wealthy and generous entrepreneurs. Look at that Chad. Absolute alpha male. He put his money where his mouth was and actually built. And you see all that? That's the kind of uniformed... Hey, rock and roll. These are the uniformed roll. Yeah, fuck you. Victoria Road and... yeah. You know what? In my brain it was a lot bigger than that. But it's still quite big. Still a few thousand houses. And we're going to go check out the... Where is it? Salt Mill. We're going to go check it out. Look at the size of that mother effing mill. Here on the main drag, Salt's Village Bakery. Looks pretty nice, actually. Pretty good bread. I get a pain au chocolat, you never know. Breakfast time-ish. And next door to it, great name for a winery, for a wine house. Don't tell Titus the workers are getting drunk instead of going to church. And here are some factory workers dressed in their Sunday best. Thanks. You know, men will like rent a flat, get a chair, get a screen, get a microwave, and that's it. And it's disgusting that they only want one thing: peace. Well, we're looking down now over the railway lines next to Salt Mill, and seeing as it's the centerpiece of this village, this town, this UNESCO heritage site, we better go have a look. I suppose we better go in somehow. I love just how recently, less than 200 years ago, Britons, and I'm sure all of Europe, still constructing magnificent, architecturally inspiring buildings before the constraints of labor costs and 20th century malaise after the war led to the horrors of brutalism and modernity. Here Britain obviously always involved in massive wars, and the Victorians weren't exactly peaceful, but they knew how to build a nice bloody city. We'll go down the bottom first, and then we'll come back in. I want to explore down there. There's tourists over there. I'm sure I can go and cause some trouble somehow. Saltaire Rail and Train Station. Okay, directly opposite the mill, one of the entrances here, the entrance closer to the train station, you have Saltaire United Reformed Church. A brief history. Look at that, only took them 3 years to build it. Dedicated to the glory of God on Wednesday, 13th of April, 1859. And Titanic sank on the 12th of April, 1912, just so you know. So blah, blah, blah. Look at that. It cost 16 grand to build that. That's brilliant. Lovely sign here saying God keeps his promises. And you see the rainbow flag rising and then detonating in a nuclear blast there. So I guess God meant it in the Old Testament when he was saying it. Oh my, I said I wasn't going to get political. That's religious, it's fine. Look at that. Let's just enjoy that. That's lovely. Here we go. Peace. Peace in England. Victorians really into their botanics, and here we have a California redwood doing its best to be Californian, and it's huge. Where's scale? My hand, does that give you scale? No, I'm still about 5 feet away from it. So we're coming down by the canal now. Canal's very big in the northwest of England and also in the Midlands. Birmingham, city of canals, more canals than Venice. And of course, during the Industrial Revolution, it was rail and canals. We didn't have lorries, didn't have HGVs, didn't have big 18-wheelers overtaking each other on the motorway. Didn't have that. It's all canals and rail. A new mill here. I guess that's New Mill. It's a Bradford District Care National Health Service Foundation Trust. No public parking. I guess I just won't park. It's not a windy day today, but you can probably make out the occupation flag of the Fourth Reich flying proudly over a taxpayer paid for health service. Very strange, considering some of the conditions in that flag have some of the highest mortality rates known to man of any disease, self-inflicted or otherwise. Now, time for reflection. We'll enjoy this very nice English scene right here. Just take a moment to be grateful for the wonderful things in your life as the little boat called the Little Duke from a company called Bear Boating sails past. Hello. It looks like a very stressful activity.
It can be when you're not used to it.
Oh, I can imagine. Enjoy. If we come underneath the health centre, you have Riverside Court, which is residential living on the side of Salts Mill. And probably quite nice in there, I'd say. Okay, it's time to go in. If we can. See what we can do. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. There's a mini police station here. Now, not every day you see a factory in a town built for the workers, for the glory of the workers, having a built-in police station on the side of the factory. Okay, if you must, if that's how you really feel about your workers. David Hockney. Nah, not a fan of David Hockney, the artist. Not for me. Yeah, it's all art in there. Art gallery. It's a very large complex. Sorry, I'll start panning around a little bit more slowly. So I can understand it can get a bit frustrating. But we'll go down here. So, enjoy the walk for a minute. There's quite a lot of businesses, small businesses, built into the mills. And if I were a small business, I would absolutely love to come and start business here. The only problem is we're technically in Bradford. Now you're like, what the hell's that, Charlie? That's the inside of a receiver box for a satellite dish, built by Channel Master. Now, I'm familiar with this sort of tech. When me and my family lived out in Saudi Arabia, every British or American family had one of these in their backyard, and we'd try and pick up, we'd successfully pick up satellite transmissions of channels that the Wahhabis in Saudi maybe did not want you to watch, but it was tolerated if you were a white boy. If you were a Western man, the Mutawas and the religious police were told by the king, at the time it was called King Fahd, and he said, leave the white boys alone. They like their booze, they like their satellite TV, they like their beach trips. And that was that. I just want to show you guys what the factory floor would have looked like for the workers in the salt mill. Now it's obviously the art gallery that we were trying to avoid, but I'm using it as a useful shortcut to get back to where I want to go. Now, it's a machine. I'm sure that belongs in a church. Oh, hi. Hello. You okay? Everything okay? Well, I was filming.
Yeah.
Oh, everything. I'm filming everything. Yeah.
Okay, and may I ask for what purpose?
May I ask why you're asking?
Oh, yeah, of course you may, yeah.
Because I've never been asked what purpose I'm...
Well, if you were planning on putting it on...
I didn't know I had to answer the questions to come in here and... sorry, let me start again. Why are you asking these questions?
Sorry, I could just hear you making a commentary, and I just
Yes.
wondered if I could ask what you were filming.
Yes, but why do you ask?
Out of interest.
Oh, yeah, I'm filming because I'm interested in everything here.
Oh, have you visited us before?
The town, yes, never this building.
Oh, well, welcome to Salt.
Thank you very much. Yeah, but in terms of whether I might use it somewhere else, I don't know yet. It depends how it comes out. But name's Charlie, and I'm worried that you're worried about my intentions. Are you worried about my intentions?
No, I just could just hear you making a commentary as you were...
Yeah, but do you question everyone that's doing a video?
Normally people ask if it's okay to take photographs and to take film footage.
Why wouldn't it be okay?
It's fine, sir. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your day.
Okay, just you came across as a bit Soviet secret police there. You know, I'm just a guy walking around videoing, and you're questioning my intentions. You're asking me what I'm doing. I just didn't come across as very British. Thank you, madam. Thanks. Jesus Christ. You should have seen her crazy passive-aggressive smile she had on. Well, there you go. the lovely George Street looking down towards the United Reformed Church. A bit more of George Street. I think some of the houses are, no, in fact, yes, certainly some of the houses are bigger and nicer than others, which shows you that even when a community-spirited multimillionaire builds you your own town, you are still subdivided into hierarchy. Now that is 100% unavoidable. What are you going to get? A manager who's worked in the mill for 10 years, he's going to get a bit upset if he doesn't get a slightly better house than the average worker that comes in off the street. So yeah, some of the houses are bigger and nicer than others. And I love the Victorian obsession with weird trees. This one here is a monkey puzzle tree. I don't know its official Latin name. Look how civilized everyone is with their bins here in the back alley. I love it. The house on the end is a bit bigger than the rest. The house on the end is a bit bigger than the rest. The house on the end is a bit bigger than the rest. Proving what I was saying moments ago. Oh, the sweet caw of the jackdaws. Don't get too many. Oh, they're all around me. Bird people will recognize the call of the jackdaw. And it goes silent. So I just want to make it to Mary Street and Upper Mary Street. In fact, no, there's a park down there. We're going to go look at that. But for my international audience, English and British viewers will know how desirable these houses are. They're lovely. But for the international audience, you might think, why would people live here? These are working class houses built by a millionaire for factory peasants. Well, yeah, but that was almost 200 years ago. They're very well built. Obviously, they don't build houses like this anymore. And here's one of Titus Salt's descendants. Hello, sir. How are you? The poor gentleman was deaf, so I gave him a wave and a smile. I didn't want to upset him by including him in my comedy show. So, we're getting close to something. Summit. I love the uniformity. When it's nicely done, you know, like a walled English garden, that mixture of chaos and order. And my one complaint here would be no trees. No trees on the main drag on Titus Street. And remember, the factory owner that built all this was called Titus Salt. And he never got salty about doing all this. I guess he got a great sense of happiness helping poor people. But I'll tell you the real reason. I'll tell you the absolute real reason. That's the school. That's the end of it. Now it goes back to kind of dreary Calvinist pebble dash, bleak. Lovely. Albert Road, Titus, beautiful. And then bleak pebble dash Calvinist nonsense. This here's the hospital. It says 1868, but in stone 1858. And now it's lovely residences for people. But just look at it. We're going back up the hill. Now I hope I remember to put these last few clips before my outro. And I love it. It's ornate. Haha, this stone was laid by Mrs. Titus Salt on the 12th of December 1925. Okay. Smack bang in between World War I and World War II. But I would love to live in these houses. They look amazing. And across the road, I'm probably still part of the hospital complex. You've got these stunning little houses on the little village green here. And they should be very happy. And again, back onto the hospital and the desirable residences around it. Proper bow. Goodbye, Saltaire. Goodbye. So as we come back into the complex, the real reason Sir Titus Salt built this beautiful town for his workers is to guarantee a better class of worker. It creates loyalty as well. You're less likely to have a transient crowd coming through. By controlling the living arrangements in the church and the education, you can minimize alcoholism and general debauchery and increase godliness, Christianity, and hard work. And loyalty, people that stay for a long time. When your mill is world famous for treating its workers right, it may increase the quality of your textiles. I think that's quite obvious. Happier, more educated and better taken care of workers generally do produce better product. And whether you're start sinking, I'm not the Titanic, I'm not Titan, start thinking about other strange things. So Helen Street behind me, and I think, guys, we're going to wrap up this tour of Saltaire. Now, many of you are probably thinking, why doesn't some multi-billionaire build me a house? Well, you'd have to work in a factory for 12 hours a day, including on Saturdays. So it's all give or take. It's all 6 and half a dozen. So it's goodbye from me on Ada, Lower Ada Street, down to the church, and see you on the next one. Better switch off.